Hi guys, welcome back. We're talking today again from last week from the what are we talking about tonight?
The childhood trauma some people face and don't even show it until the end.
Where's that poster that I sent you?
In my phone.
Can you get the phone out? Because I want to read it. So y'all, we're eating today. I cooked some shrimp. Let me let y'all see. We cooked shrimp. We cooked chicken pasta. I have garlic sticks and biscuits. All right. And then, so I'm going to let y'all see how. Let me let y'all see.
Y'all, and it tastes so good. It's
Y'all
so
see them
amazing.
shrimp right there? Come through. Okay. What you need?
I need that food.
And I'm over here in the corner.
You need what?
Guys, the Ashley Monet.
So there's Ashley Monet. This is Bruce from Chaos Conversations. Okay? Always giving a man's perspective on this, that, and the other.
When it comes to relationships.
When it comes to relationship. And y'all know, of course, my name is Cheryl Grabowski, and I talk to all things pertaining to narcissism. So I saw this folder. Ashley Monet, could you come into the screen? I'm slide down a little bit. Slide down a little bit. So I said, can y'all hear us good? I want you to be able to hear us. So I saw this poster today, and I'm going to read it, and then we're going to eat some more, and then we're going to discuss. And it says, if you're dating someone, try and find out how that person was raised. A lot of people weren't raised in love. They were raised on survival. That's why you see so many men and women not being able to love properly and hurting people. You'll find a lot of good-looking people damaged inside because of their past, and you won't realize how damaged they are until you try to love them. If you think a person's past doesn't affect how they see life, then you are sadly mistaken. That's what we're talking about tonight, Monet. Did you get enough of it?
Got that.
Bruce, you want to start off? Y'all, I'm going to eat a little bit,
Hit
okay?
this mute button real quick. There you go. That's definitely a factor in relationships, men and women, because it's something a lot of people, they overlook so fast and assume, like they do in the Bible sometimes. They assume because they're hearing what they want to hear that the coast is clear. And that's one of the biggest errors of people doing their homework. And not just their homework, but my thing is the proper homework, some people don't even want to find out.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds crazy, but that's the way a lot of y'all be acting too. I'm guilty of it when I was younger.
I've done it, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely.
Can I attest to it?
So, the poster is saying some people were not raised in love. It doesn't mean that they were not in love with somebody. They're talking about the environment that they lived in was not a love environment.
Right.
That it was more centered around survival.
Yeah. So they don't have time for affection, maybe, for the kids.
Working
Or
too
the
hard.
kids may not have gotten the,
What?
they may have not gotten the
Attention?
time and attention they had needed. Because you may have more than one. You know, so they're based on survival. So mom is making a way to make it work every day. You know, mom not able to sit down and do homework with you. Mom not able to sit down and watch you do your extra curriculum activities, you know. So that right there will put you in that lane where, okay, this person grew up different. Or, you know, and it matters.
It does.
It matters when it come down to it.
Can y'all hear us pretty good?
I hope so.
I hope so. So yeah, Monet, I like your point.
Here's
that
my
when-
question then, Monet. How do you feel about somebody who, you know what, we were just talking about this cat the other day, Mike Tyson. We were just talking about him, in fact, it was today. He didn't grow up with love around him because he grew up on the streets. You know, I think his mother was a drug addict or something. His dad walked out his life too soon. But he was just, you know, I got on the streets, but luckily blessed enough to run into the right people. And finally, I think what he learned love from was the first guy who was what's his name, Floyd Patterson's trainer, Customado. Now he didn't grow up with love. But if you look at him now, he's cussed him out, taught him love, and then he went through troubling times through the Robin's Givens, and in the boxing ring and all this other. And finally, he went to prison for a crime I still don't believe he committed. But that's what he learned and found himself. But it's like, I think some people who have not taught love when they're a child, a lot of you all who may not have been taught love when you're a child, you still can learn it, you still can have it, but you have to want it though. That's the thing.
Well, also you have to be aware and even know, because some people don't want to admit or even realize or even able to understand that the way everybody is raised differently, and you may be, your problem today may be because of your past from whenever, your childhood trauma.
There you go.
They have no clue or idea about it, and them are, some people, I believe, like, it's very possible to see and explore and look at other people's lives and see how, things are, I'm not even going to say supposed to be, because that's only my opinion, your opinion, his opinion. But what's normal? I can say that.
Okay. So do either one of you all think, what do you all think a man or woman should do to find out if they're a man or woman they're trying to date, talk to, get to know, marry, has that? Or,
Spend time with them.
Okay.
Spend time with the
what
family.
question? There you
Questions.
go, Cheryl. But what kind of questions? Yeah, ask more than that. I mean,
Like, what was your home environment like when you were a kid? What was it like inside your home? What was it like? Did you spend quality time with your parents? Just those types of things. What is your most endearing moment with your father or your mother? Those kinds of questions.
If y'all take a good listen to that, she ain't asking how many kids you got. She ain't asking who you stay with. She ain't talking about, do you have a job? But those questions right there are what keep relationships going and lasting. And sometimes you may not hear what you want to hear from asking that question. That don't mean get up and run like hell either.
Right.
I had this one situation where it was clear that this person had maybe grew up a little different than I had. And I really wanted to talk to him and just to know, just get a little bit, get to know a little bit about his background or whatever. But I'm telling him about my background. My background it's not
Monica,
horrible.
you come more into the frame. You get close to Bruce.
Yeah. I'm going to give Bruce his space.
Come on, sorry.
It's not horrible or anything, but I was trying to get him to talk about his past.
Okay, can you come closer?
And he told me clearly he had
Monica,
issues.
come in some more. I'm sorry, y'all.
But
It's
he
important
told
everybody
me
see
that
it.
he don't have no past. He said he don't have nothing in his past that was wrong. Nothing. And with a straight face. And he meant it. Nothing.
He said he didn't have anything wrong in his
Past. Nothing.
That's okay.
Right.
That's you know what? I'm gonna show you what that is.
What?
That is a flag on the play right there. That's what that is. Anytime somebody tells you they never had
That's a flag on the play.
flag on the play right there, because my fault, Mom, you throw it away. But see, that anytime a person tells you they never had anything wrong in their past, that's a flag on the play to be expecting. Yeah, I mean everybody has had something. Everybody has had something wrong with their past. I don't care if they work from sun up to sundown, or when they were, as a child, their dad walked out to, a sibling got shot or whatever. There always is something in the person's life. I don't care what it is.
You know what? I thought the same thing, and I'm real consistent at something. So I just kept, in that moment, I'm trying to go around the question, asking more questions to get to the core. Couldn't get to it. Could never get through. So, and that's in the situation when I said that, some people are not even aware. And at that point, next time that happened,
Yeah.
like you said,
What did you learn
flag.
from it? That's the question.
What I learned from that
What did
was
you learn from it?
next time that happened, I would have to revisit that conversation again if they gave me nothing. But after that, like you said, red flag it's a no. And
How long did you and him keep talking?
a long time.
And see, here's another thing. Anytime, like she just said, there's a flag on the play, and you know right then and there that you and that person ain't gonna be able to move forward. That doesn't mean stop seeing him, or stop seeing her.
Just
a lot
push
of
back.
times, you can date, but don't you still can date and collect data, but that doesn't mean put them on your top priority list to possibly marry him or her someday.
Oh no,
They're showing you right there. They may not. Oh Lord, I don't know what you just did. They're showing you right there that they're not going to
Hold on, y'all.
lie to you, but they're showing you how they're gonna play around the truth just a little bit.
Let's walk side.
You said what now?
Right there is good. Oh, so you just met.
Yeah,
Right there is
that's
okay.
perfect.
But they're showing you right there. If they tell you they have no issues as growing up as a child, they watch the knees now. Watch the knees now. Watch the knees. They're showing you and they're telling you right to your
got
face. Okay, Miss Bossy. They're showing you right to your face that they're not going to lie to you. They're showing you they're going to play around the truth just to let you hear, just to let you hear what you want to hear, not what you deserve and need to know about them. Just and see, small stuff like that is one thing that will break up marriages, commitments down the hall, down in the long haul. If you keep being with him or her, and sometimes that's called like stretching the truth. But to me, one thing I've always found interesting is how people say, "Well, they had love or they got love, but it always wasn't from their immediate parents. Sometimes from their grandparents, their aunt, uncle, whoever adopted them, which is still okay.
Yeah.
It's still okay to do that. But the thing is,
Yeah, love is love.
careful.
Careful why. Careful why.
Because there's so many different kinds of love. Like the love you have for your kids, not the same love you
Yeah,
have
but
for a dog.
I guess
You know what
I'm saying
But
that
there's so many kinds of love.
when genuine, heartfelt love comes from a grandparent, or auntie, or a school teacher, the child can receive that, or the young person can.
Yeah, they can. And that's one thing about kids; they can sense love real well.
Yeah.
They
One thing in the poster that I wanted to focus on, it was saying that if you grew up in that type of, in a situation where love is not there and that it's more of a survival type thing, then the poster is basically saying you leave your childhood state not knowing really what love is.
That's true.
And then you get into the relationship and then all kind of trouble start. Y'all know that sometimes.
A lot of people who don't
Don't know
get
how.
the love or don't know how to love, don't know how to take the love. There's a lot of hurdles. There's a lot of, even as I said in the past, there's a lot of suffering, a lot of sacrificing, a lot of stress, a lot of a lot they have to go through before they see the success of being in love and loving somebody, the way he and she are supposed to be loved.
Yeah, because I feel
Because they don't
like
know any better.
if you're dealing with that survival thing, like love has, I'll put myself in the mix. Y'all know I love to do that because then I can talk authentically about me. But my love always had limitations.
Oh, it did.
And
Y'all hear that?
it always had limitations, and it always had, there were sure deal breakers.
Such as?
Disloyalty and betrayal. Those things would cut it off like you would cut off a limb. I'm telling you, cut.
Now, did you tell the man that?
What do you mean?
Yes. Yes.
When this
In
happened?
the beginning, you know how you.
Oh, you mean beforehand?
You know how you discuss, like when you're courting. Excuse me. When you're courting and you have conversations while dating, right?
That's
Everybody's not like me. I'm very vocal.
You're saying
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
something that's you're saying something that she just sat here and told
Honestly-
y'all I didn't say. Go ahead.
What happened?
What?
You hear something wrong with what she said?
I'm gonna tell you guys about here wrong with that. She just said that she will verbally just tell her man that if you do this or that, you're gone. You know what that means, guys? A lot of men, they'll sit there and they'll say, okay, cool, and they now that they know what the deal breaker is, what does some men stop doing? Some women do it too. They start finding every other game plan they can to avoid that. And what I mean by game plan, okay, and you said it's disloyalty, right? Okay, they'll find
This is good.
they'll find ways to not be disloyal, but everything else around it.
I see what you're saying.
So don't directly tell a person what the deal breaker is. You just
Well-
hold on to. Oh, listen, Linda, listen. All right, Linda, listen, Linda. No, Linda, listen.
Hold on. Y'all gotta excuse us, 'cause
Listen, Linda.
this listen, Linda is-
Linda, listen. Okay.
This is
The idea is don't tell them. Listen. The idea is don't tell a man or woman what the deal breaker is. Just keep it in mind. Give them clues. Give them clues. To what
I'm
the
laughing.
hey, Linda.
I'm laughing.
Listen, Linda. Listen. But to give them clues, give them hints as to what the deal breakers are, and let them guess. Let them have an idea of what, but don't come directly and tell them, because all they're going to do is, if you tell them, look,
They're not going to do that thing, or they'll
Yeah.
try and make sure that they keep that thing covered.
because I knew
And they'll do other things.
I knew a guy who a guy who told a girl who told her woman. I can't get a girl who told her man. That's what it is. A girl who told her man she does not like to come home and for him to be on the phone with anybody. She prefers all of his attention.
You're tagging some people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tag
Go
myself.
ahead, Bruce.
What do you mean?
She's just going to tag.
Tag. I don't say no.
She'll bring other people into the
Is she
video.
on your friends list? All right.
Pretty much.
Okay. But my thing is, if she, when the girl told her man, when you see me come home, if you do this, if I catch you on the phone, that's a deal breaker. Don't be on the phone with nobody when I'm in the house, because she likes his full attention.
Wow.
I'm like, that is, I'm not sure what that is, but
Controlling.
insecure or something.
Both.
Yeah. So the minute she told him, he was like, all right, I'm gonna do everything around her, do anything where she's about to be in the house, then I'll just go ahead and get off the phone. So what he was doing was, he was still messing around with her, but he wasn't doing it in front of her, because he knew that was the deal breaker. So it was like, all right, then
It's some truth to that.
it was like, but see, had she never told him and he kept doing it and kept messing around, then he'd have got caught. Like, all right, well, you see what you did? That's a sign that he or she isn't for you also, and just collect the data from him or her.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to collect data and run when your emotions are in it. He done, smash that, and you guys done, fell in love with each other. It's hard to, but sometimes it's called leaving the baggage or BS behind, because it's all you do is collect the data, take what you've learned and move it on, because dating and being with somebody, if it's not meant for you to be with that person, all it is data for you to get to prepare you for the woman that's, or the woman or the man that's meant for you.
Yeah.
But some people don't know how to let go.
That's true. I heard, I looked at a TikTok. There was a young man on TikTok, and his advice to women was to date more than one person at a time. He said, in his opinion, women get too stuck on one person, and his advice was to date multiple people. What y'all think about that?
Well, my thing is for that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because to me, I'm a straight talker. Some things I don't know how else to say, but to keep them real, just for a lot more women get more emotional than men do, and especially ladies. Let me just tell y'all, just because he smashes that real well, does not mean fall in love with him. Does not mean he's the best thing in the world. I think I should marry him just because he got some benefits in bed. Shoot. That's one thing. Now, some more men can shake it off than women, but I mean, there are some men who are, get stuck on that as well.
Okay.
But just because, here's the best way I've always told people: if you want to find out if he or she, it's not going to surprise me if somebody with a bigger name, bigger audience than me steals this from me, because I actually did this when I used to interview people. But get you some typing paper, draw a lowercase T cross, almost like the one I'm wearing, lowercase T cross, and on the left side, put what you deserve, and then under that, put your heart desires. On the right side, you put what you want, and then you put your preferences. Now, they can't be the same, but they can have almost the same weight. For example, when you list everything that your heart desires, you gotta list stuff like, loyalty, respect, love, trust, all that stuff you can't see from just from looking at somebody. Listen, Linda, listen. When you do that, then you go ahead on the right side and you put all what your preferences are, house, car, job stuff, and then when you look at them, you have to just go out there and date, and don't even tell the people you're dating what either side is, but just listen to what they're saying.
I just feel like that's unrealistic.
It's not. It's not.
Because honestly, when you work and you got obligations, you got stuff to do, it's hard to keep up with a whole bunch of people.
Which part are you saying is unrealistic?
The unrealistic part is to be able to figure out all these good and bad traits between these people that you're talking to.
It's not. No, because for example, if you
that's
know,
a job.
It's not a job.
It is.
It
is a job.
It is if you make it. It is if you make it.
It
That's
would
why
definitely
I say,
be extra
how?
for me.
To what date? To make the list like that, or to keep it? Because you're the one who knows the list. What do you mean?
I'm saying to make a list in my head.
I ain't saying make a list.
Well, technically, so you're gonna make a list on paper?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm telling you. Have it on paper. Don't like carry it around with you. Just have it in your room somewhere. And the minute you come home from that date, you can be like, all right, how many of my preferences did this person apply? How many of my heart desires did this person apply? And sometimes, not all the time, ladies and gents, sometimes you may have, when a person can present your heart desires to you without you asking, that's a clue. That's not or a hint that person may or may not be the one. It's just a little, it nails down those who are showing you, okay, I'm flashy, look at this bling bling here, look at this car. Okay, is that your preference or your heart desires this person showing you? Because are they wanting the attention and, or, okay, this person hasn't shown me any respect. For ladies, he may not open the door. He may not, pay for the meal, whatever. He may not. I don't know.
No, we're not doing none of that.
I'm just saying.
We're not doing that.
Okay, my thing is just he may have showed you lack of respect. He may have showed you lack of loyalty in a lot of ways.
Right.
But if that's what matters to your heart desire, you're like, you know what? This for he done did like all my preferences, but he hasn't done only 2 of my heart desires. Okay, well, it's like you got. Let's say your list is like 10 each. You got 10 things on each side, right? Now, if he's applying all 10 on the preference, but only applying 2 on the heart desire, that the 2 things he's applying on your heart desire should not be enough to say, okay, you know what? Oh, he done smashed this. He got 2 more heart desires. Oh, he's it. No, that's not enough to qualify.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I practiced that this last time, and I feel good. What you're saying now, I just practiced that for the first time. Normally, I get my feelings involved and da 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 da. I did not do that, and I feel better with that situation.
And a lot of times when people do that, and one thing Cheryl was saying earlier, correct me if I'm wrong, is you have to know what kind of questions to ask to see what their to see if they have any childhood trauma that they might bring in with them.
Yeah.
But if you don't know what questions to ask, hey, that's what? Let me see what that is. There's not but so much we can help you with.
Desire is self-want.
Who is that?
Explain what do you mean by that? Desire
I don't even see
self-want.
You don't see it?
I don't see that comment. She's reading. You said desire is a self-want? Is that what it says?
It says desire. Do y'all see?
I can't see.
No, girl. I ain't
Yeah,
no way I
okay,
can see. There's no
I'm
way I can
struggling,
see.
but it says that desire is self-want. I don't know what that means. And how am I looking? Somebody said, "Why Miss Jones looking like that?" How am I looking?
Well, you got on a black shirt and you're sitting in front of the dark chair. Me and Bruce got on color.
Okay, well,
that's what you can't see because the chair is here and you got the shirt to match it. Anyway. Well, yeah, sure.
But I want to know what the person is saying so that
I can't see what
we will possibly get some type of clarity about what's being said.
It's not
the question.
Let me see. Oh, okay, here they go. Why is Miss Jones looking like that? Why is Miss Jones looking like that? Okay. Hey, Masha. Okay, I can't see that. Desires a self-want. That's what it says right here. Yeah, desires a self-want.
What is
That's an interesting point. I'm not going to say a desire is a self-want. No, because a desire is a need, a want, and what you deserve in one is what it is.
Okay, that's good.
That's what a desire is. Do you deserve to be treated fairly?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's not what you want to be treated fairly. It's what you deserve as a human being. It's like, okay. Right. It's like you. It's a desire. It's all 3 of those in one.
When you're coming from childhood trauma,
yeah,
you may not know that's what you deserve.
That's true.
Because of what you've seen and been a part of in the home.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
You may not even know that that's what you deserve. You may not even know.
I'm sitting here listening to Bruce for real, honestly, and everything he's saying is stuff that I be knowing early on, and I still proceed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Not everybody is gifted,
What do you
or as I
mean?
say, like, knows how to apply,
These
knows how to
questions that
exist.
he's saying that we should ask, and stuff that you should calculate in your mind about this person and the pros and the cons.
Okay.
I do this.
And if you didn't,
I'll proceed, and it's always
long-
red flags and stuff.
down flag on the plate. So how long have you been pursuing them, applying them, ma'am? Because some of these folks up here 20, 30, 50, 40 years old don't be applying jack.
Only recently I can.
Okay.
Recently, I can say from the last year, I know what my problem area is in dating, and I know when I see something, I know when it's a red flag, and I know what I want, and I know what I don't know. I know my pros and my cons. I know that.
Do's and don'ts, rights and wrongs. Okay.
I'll go ahead.
So let me ask you.
Because out of boredom, I'll proceed.
Okay, because a lot of people.
I ain't even gonna sit here and cap with y'all right now.
Okay, because a lot of people, what I hear, what I read, and what I see, and have experienced people do is they skip over the heart desire part that I was saying make a list of and having no list of. They skip over there. They say, hey, you got a car, you got a job, you got a house, and they're like, to me, I'm more like, okay, which one means more to you? Because all of those are materialistic. Now, which one means more to the woman? Which one means more to the man? Because one thing about me, if I showed you my the relationship resume I have, that's where I have my list right there of what means what to me. Like, a lot of people are so worried about, well, how much money do you make a year? Okay, well, you rather worry about that than where's your respect level? And you're expecting the person you're talking to come with all that respect, loyalty, trust, and all the other stuff with it. And half the time they don't. Next thing you know, this person here had childhood trauma, didn't know how to love, didn't know how to respect, didn't learn none of that as a child, and here you are then invested about 2-3 years of your life in that person.
Yeah.
And it's not going to pay off.
Right.
For the better of you.
Oh, yeah.
And even though we grow, we get older, we get big, we work, we go to school, we get degrees and all of that, but you still have to be taught.
Hold up, yeah.
Y'all having a side conversation?
Now she's saying you wouldn't tag in, but I like pull up on your phone and tag
Did you tag yourself, Moni?
I wasn't able to. I didn't want to set the
Why?
camera up.
all good.
Okay, we need to do it before.
I can go there right now, tag.
You tagging?
Yeah.
Well, tag me in the video so
I can go ahead and tag Sam on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we really have to take time, focus, and attention towards dating. It's really serious, y'all. Me, like I said, I have 2 failed marriages, but I did collect data.
Hold up now.
I did collect data.
Okay,
Absolutely. And but like I said, my biggest challenge, and I'm just gonna make it personal because that's how I roll. But my biggest challenge was that my love had limitations, and that if certain things are done, then it is done with me. And that goes back to my childhood.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
just about everybody, not everybody I know, just about everybody who I've known of, spoken to, been around, their childhood trauma does play a factor sooner or later. Like, for example, you got some men who, I'm gonna say some men who are like 48 plus. They grew up, country, picking tobacco, and when it came down to holidays, they didn't celebrate nothing because they barely had it. This is got some people who are 48 plus. They didn't have anything. So they had no games, no cell phone, no nothing, no TV, barely had a radio. And so when here they are in this day and age, and they're 45 plus, and they get into a relationship, and then the person that they're trying to be with, marry, get to know, they're like, okay, well, they don't get enough for their birthday, they don't get enough for Valentine, enough for the holidays. It's like, where the gifts at? And there's not too many spontaneous moments that their party, who they're trying to get to know, gets to enjoy, because they're like, they, as a child, and you go ahead, that's not being traumatized to me. That's just that's living life.
Well, what about being a child, being in a home and observing and watching loveless parents in fights and quarreling and disrespect, and dishonor and meanness?
Take Chris.
You're gonna crave that.
Take Chris Brown for example. What he did to
Did
Rihanna.
you hear that question?
Yeah. Take Chris Brown. What he did to Rihanna. He
Yeah.
said he should not have done that,
Yeah.
but he saw his dad doing it to his mom
Right.
growing up,
Right.
and it was trauma. I think they had him in
Yeah.
handcuffs because he couldn't help it.
He was triggered.
Okay, so
Yeah.
wait a minute. You said that he couldn't help it. Now, some people would say, because I felt like he said it.
That's what he said.
You're quoting him.
Yeah, he said he
But
couldn't help it.
I agree with Chris Brown, and there were so many people who was throwing him up under the bus, totally condemning him.
Yeah.
I mean, he young, he was dysfunctional, he learned this shit at home, and now he's in a romantic relationship. He doesn't have the skill set to deal with this feisty
Experience.
Experience, which skill set, with this feisty, headstrong, fantastic woman who probably has childhood trauma too.
If she does, I mean, I haven't paid much mind.
No, but
She probably does.
Well, she was attracted to him, so you know. That's
Yeah.
Well,
She's an alpha
this is
female.
my thing. My thing is this. I am attracted to. This is why I find myself in relationships with people who are emotionally void. Because I am talking to my coach, and I saw when she was trying to get deep with me, it was so hard.
when
I'm literally
Example.
talking surface. She's trying to get deep with me. She's trying to get to the core. She's trying to get to some issues. She was trying. And when she was trying, I was trying to get there with her. But I could not get there with her. And then I told her after maybe like 10, 15 minutes of this, and I said, you know what? How am I trying to date somebody when I can't even get real with you?
can't even get into your feelings.
I can't even get into my feelings with you when I'm sitting here trying to date people.
It's very important.
So basically what's happening is I'm not getting to the real. I'm not, being vulnerable when it's time to be vulnerable. So I'm dating men that's the same way. And that's why I like men that are emotionally void.
What?
Okay.
That was
That makes sense.
fantastic.
That makes sense.
That was fantastic.
So clearly, dating right now for me is going to be fun. Until I can get to my healing, which I haven't got to healing. But once I get to my healing and I practice on being vulnerable, practice on having deeper conversations, then that's when I can attract that in my man.
Here's a
And I'm
question I have.
27. That's.
Here's a question I
So-
have for you. Some of y'all and both of y'all as well. I already know my answer. How many can you all date at a time?
Me?
Because everybody is at a different point there, and you got some of their
about 4
30s, 40s, 50s, teens. But so how many do you think you can date
at a time.
Yeah,
About 4.
yeah, 4. Okay.
Dating, what does that mean? As in what?
As meaning
Dating, as in out there,
engaging.
Dating as in
Socializing with-
going out. It's basically collecting data to prepare yourself for the right one. If
You
one
saw
of those,
like going out
yeah,
and texting and stuff.
if one of those, because there was one time I personally, let me give you an example. I was 26, 28, somewhere around there, and I dated 4 at the time. But I was honest about it. The way I let them know was, you're not the only one on the radar right now. But if it's an issue, just let me know. That's the way I would put it to them.
I feel like it takes so much work.
But see, the
But it
thing
doesn't-
is, what are you willing to become? What are you willing to learn?
Somebody
what are you willing to
I'm gonna
offer?
be treating. Somebody's gonna see. I mean, that's why I got me a coach now. And
Yeah,
God
that's
is
fine.
working on me.
That's fine.
Because if I was trying to date 4 people,
That's just my limit. That's
somebody's
just mine.
gonna be lacking.
Well, that's just mine. I mean, yours might be 2. I don't know.
Well, that would be okay because
And I mean lacking.
No, what I'm telling you, it could be okay because one of them is maybe not all that social anyway and could be super busy. That wouldn't have time to have as much time spent with them as you would with the other one. It all depends.
I'll say
Yeah,
it
but
like
then
this.
when they started asking you about your time,
Well, like Bruce
and then
said,
I
Be
can
honest,
ignore
just be
you.
honest. No, just be honest.
Yeah.
Just be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're on the phone with, okay, for me, there was, let's cut it down from 4 to 3, okay? 3. Let's say you're dating 3 men, nothing wrong with it. Let's say one is romantic, spontaneous, and that's all he is. Romantic and spontaneous. He's not competitive. He's not adventurous. He's not any of those things. He's just romantic, and that's one of the main things. Now, let's say the other one, you have one guy who's competitive. He likes going to the, he likes doing competitive stuff with you.
Right? Because what about that consistent one?
Okay, and then you have the
Because
last
that
guy.
consistent man gonna be
And
consistent.
you have one guy who is just simple, plain, average. You don't do anything spectacular. He's just plain average. Cook, go to the movies, come home, watch TV. The same old basics, right? So you got 3 guys, but you got to, and also keep in mind, this is just the way human beings are. I don't know why. Well, not let me back that up. Here's the way the vast majority of human beings are, which is at least 8 out of 10 of us. When we see somebody that we like, if nobody else is showing interest in that person, we sometimes lose interest. But if we know that person is occupied and is being occupied by someone else, then we'll say, okay, well, he or she's not committed yet. Let me see if I can, go after them. And as a man, that's what a lot of men will do, is try to be the lion and go after, their prey. Go after you. So, but if you're not taken, like, okay, well, who wants you? There was just something about you that's obviously not right. But I mean, everybody's numbers are different. Me, 4 was the most. I was coming out of my second commitment, but it was just a time where I would say, you know what, I need to learn.
That's a good topic.
There you go. I need to learn. So
you can only have one or more.
Hey, that's fine. It's not just a man thing.
That's
because I was in a position where I wanted to learn more. I wanted to grow, develop, mature, and one woman was not there for me to get me all as fast or as much as I wanted. So that's why that was the goal of dating. But the main thing was I was honest with him.
What does somebody? Who's that, Sharon? Hey,
but
Sharon.
The main thing was, and you're right. The main thing was you were honest.
Yeah.
No, but okay. Can we focus on that? The honesty.
There you go.
There's not a lot of honesty in dating.
Shoot. Shoot.
There's not.
There's not enough of it. You're right. But the main thing was
can I say why they're not honest?
Why?
Because certain ones they want to.
Can you lean this way?
Certain ones they might want a little bit more. So if they tell you this and they know what type of woman you are, they know they're not going to be able to have that time when they want that time.
Well, if you tell them what kind of man they are.
Well, I'm talking about me.
Okay. You said that. I don't know who they were referring to.
Well, yeah. Well, we talking about me.
Okay.
So, yes. So they're not going to be honest because they know, like, look at me and tell, like, oh. Because honestly, I'm territorial. Like, I'm not controlling, but
You miss bossy? You miss alpha female?
That's me, So it's got to be about me. Period. End of the story. And I hate that on the low because that bring liars to me. Because right now I'm gonna have to tell her what she want to hear, so I can have her time.
Did you just exhale? You did.
That is. If I understood correctly, you said that you tell them it has to be all about you.
No, but I think it's in my demeanor.
Now she says no. Okay.
I didn't say that. But I'm saying I'm the type of person that has to be about me.
Define that.
So what I mean by that is that if you want to court me, you ask me what I like to do and what things I want to do, this, that, and the third. I need you also to be available when I say, because if that's not your top priority, then I'm just going to be uninterested.
Okay. See, that right there is, I hope you don't say that to men when you, I hope you don't say that to men because men will take that kind of, I'm just speaking from a man's perspective. From I'm about to say, yeah, you better not because men.
I probably do though.
Yes, she does.
No, shame on you.
Do you believe that she doesn't say that?
Shame on your assets, man.
I probably say that.
No, you should not say that to no man.
Because God is working on
Why?
me.
Excuse me, why not?
Again, once you reveal, all they'll do is circle around and do everything else but
He's
behind
right
your back.
though.
Though.
He's right.
If you tell them I don't be the only one, they're gonna be messing around. All right, you know what? Let me call, text her in the morning. Let me mess around in the daytime. Tell them I'm at work, and then at nighttime, that's what you see.
That's what
she don't think that. So don't tell them that.
That was my experience.
Some women are the same way, and some men are the same way. That's one thing I've learned.
But I'm only being honest with y'all today because I could cap with y'all. But I'm being honest.
Here's one thing I want all y'all listeners, and those of y'all tuning in, to take in consideration. Try your hardest to give decoded messages because decoded messages are the one. Decoded messages, the one who's meant for you and the one who has that preference and your heart desire. If you apply all that, that person will stand out to you a bit more. Now, just because they pass, maybe just because they do 1 or 2 things or 3 things, does not mean they're the one for you. Just because they can catch on to 1 or 2 of your messages does not mean they're the one for you. It means they're on track to possibly be, but it doesn't mean they are. And it's like when you don't, like I can tell, I don't have to tell a woman I like competitiveness. I'm gonna say, you know what? On the first date, let's hit the weight room, and I'm gonna see if she catches on to it.
I get you.
Let's you know what? Let's go. let's do something competitive. Well, let's go to the gun range. You know what I mean? Let's do something competitive, and I'm gonna see if she can catch on to it. Now, if she don't catch on to it,
Somebody said exactly.
then heck,
Who's that?
Right, that's
Doesn't
right.
mean
But
for
here
you.
I go. This is my deck of cards. I got ace,
okay.
kings, deuce, whatever case may be.
What's
Here I
your
go,
card?
lay all my cards out right there.
Okay.
And I gotta stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Here I go, just lay the whole hand up.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And sometimes since
I call it keeping it real.
Yeah, and that's what I do sometimes too. Some
Hi.
folks.
I call it keeping it real,
Monet,
but
what's
you know what?
Monet, where's your phone?
Yeah, what's your phone?
I don't know.
You don't know, okay. I
Ray,
can't go
give me the
live
call.
without another device because I need to be able to see what's going on.
But
Because
yeah.
y'all, I'm here. We're doing this show to share with you guys.
He's doing something I'm rocking with, bruh. I want y'all to tag me so I can get my.
So it's important,
and I missed the good
guys,
stuff already.
that we go back and forth. And so the next time we do this, I'll make sure I have another device because I can't see what's on the screen.
So well, here go mine right here. Let's read mine. So yeah, this in relationship and see, I honestly believe marriage is a bit too overrated in a lot of people in a lot of
know
ways
what?
that people go because when people just shoot for marriage, the way nature is, society is school, college, job, marriage. That's the way it goes a lot. Now some people have realized you don't have to do every step by step. Howsoever, that's right, I said it. Howsoever, there is a lot of questions men and women need to consider while dating. And the thing is, don't be too serious too soon. Because when you're too serious too soon, you're gonna sometimes look desperate.
Yes.
That's why I say. But when you have more than one option, trust me. If you got like two, I don't know, if it's just two people you want to date a week, a month, whatever, that's fine. 2, 3, 4. Choose your number. There is no wrong number because you got to learn. Like me, when I did 4 at a time, I had a purpose. and a
Kyrie, you
reason why.
crazy. Okay.
No, he's not. I am. But okay.
Kyrie, you are funny. That
What's
was
that?
funny.
No, right. You right. About
No,
that.
he knows more
Whenever
very
somebody,
well.
no, he
Yeah.
don't. Don't do that. He don't. He knows me a little bit.
Hey,
That's
I ain't,
not true.
what you say? I'm just curious.
He knows me only
Well,
a little
she's-
bit. He don't know me very well.
Well, I know him. I know him pretty well.
Okay, well, so I'm scared, man.
For real, seriously. Don't do that.
Oh.
But
At the same time, childhood trauma is something to dig for. That should be more your first top priority, rather than what he or she drive, how much he or she makes, he or she stay with, all that other materialistic stuff. Top childhood trauma should be the first step in getting to know somebody.
Y'all know who's that? The grass guy. You know how we've heard it said before.
What's that?
You know, you need to find out what kind of family this person comes out of. You know, y'all have heard people say that. And I used to look down on that comment because I felt like you're judging, and we shouldn't judge each other.
Everybody judges.
But seriously though, what I found out, and I'm 50 now, is that y'all, it matters big time. And if you did grow up in survival mode and dysfunction, if you did, then there is a certain type of personal work and evolution that you can take, you can go through to get you where you need to be, so that you can love without limits and all that awesome stuff.
Love
But
unconditional.
yes,
Unconditionally.
and it takes that's a work in itself. That's a work, learning how to do that.
If you here's my question: what books or classes or things would you recommend people take a look at if that's them that grew up with not being loved as a child? What books, what movies would you recommend to them?
I don't know about books or movies, but
I mean, some.
I don't know.
A class? I don't know anything's out there.
Well, like I said, when it comes to childhood trauma, see, therapy is one thing, guys.
There you go. That's a good
Counseling is another thing, but childhood trauma stands by itself. It's
Okay.
in one category by itself. A lot of therapists don't know what childhood trauma is.
They haven't experienced it. That's
Right, and counselors, they don't know what it is either. So nowadays it's they pinpoint it, they followed. If you know how, like, y'all know how we go to the movies and we find out how Batman became Batman. Okay, childhood trauma is that way. We're going all the way back to the first model in your life, that first beginning, whoever that was. If you were adopted, it was whoever had you. If you were in the orphanage or whatever, that situation is your beginning. So it's going back to the beginning. Childhood
got-
trauma is always about the beginning.
I got one question for you. In childhood trauma, let's say after about I don't say the sixth, not let me cut it down, like the 5th to 6th month, based on this person's age range. Let's say they're 28 to 32. If you find out something from the other party, this sounds like childhood trauma, and they say, you know what, I'm gonna take you to a family cookout.
Okay.
I'm gonna take you to a family cookout. What kind of questions would you ask the relatives or family or close friends to see if if what this person told you was childhood trauma, or if it's something way above that, or what kind of questions would you ask the friends and family if they took you to a family cookout?
I don't do that.
Or you wouldn't? Sure.
No,
How
I'm
about you?
gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch.
She's gonna observe.
Sometimes they may not say anything. Don't ask, don't tell.
Well, I'm gonna judge off that too then.
Okay. Oh, judge.
I'm gonna judge off that too,
Yeah.
because then if don't ask, don't tell, then that means everybody in cook. It don't matter what I ask you.
Yeah, it does.
It really don't matter
Yeah,
what
it
I
does.
ask you, because I might not get a straight answer from nobody.
Like there's ways to find out what year people graduate without even asking, how old they are. There's ways you can find out, there's a lot of ways to ask around things to see if the guy you're trying to get to know, to see if what he told you, how bad it was.
Right.
There's a lot of ways you can ask around. That's why, let's say you guys out there fixing your plates, and he tells you something like, a friend or a relative says something like, he was so he was so this way when we were young. He used to just take our plates after from us when we fixed our food or something like that. I mean, he told you, but you had to ask him a question that triggered that. So that's why it's small. A lot of times.
So you said ask.
If he told you he's selfish and greedy with his food.
What's up, John?
Or something like that. I don't know, but how's it? And then he's like, anybody who looks too hard at my food, he fights him. But I'm just making stuff up. I used to know a guy. I knew a guy who was in a special class who used to be like that. That's why I kind of use that example.
Or he buries cats, leave the head out, and pour syrup on the cat's head and let the ants eat the cat. Stuff like that.
Oh,
Run. If you find out your
who is
boo,
that? Because at this point,
if you find out that your
if
boo
you
used to
better
do
now
that,
and used to do that, it's still somewhere in there.
But check it out. I knew a cat in school. I'm not gonna name which school it was. If you looked at his plate or looked at him while he ready to fight because he thinks you're trying to steal his food. And I was like, man. And then come to find out, I ran across him and it was something I knew he had, and I was so shocked. I'm not sure if he got over the habit or what. But I was so shocked to see him on a date, and he was actually. I'm not sure if she looked at his food or not, but I did see him do this a couple times.
Connie McNeil, hey Connie.
Cover it up, okay. Does he still? Is he still traumatized by that? Is that who he is, or is he working on it? I mean, I didn't say anything, but hey, what's going on? And that's it. But I saw him covering his food, and that's the same cat. And I went to school who used to fight people, attack people if they looked at his food too hard. I'm like, I never understood it, but I never asked him either.
Yeah.
I just knew he was like that, and I was like, yeah, but I didn't say anything because it wasn't my business.
Yeah. What was the last?
So, what kind of questions? Yeah.
Do y'all have
any
any
questions though? I wouldn't ask.
Yeah. Come on. That's what I'm saying. And sometimes
I probably would. Once I get to know them good.
People don't know
I'm
how.
Definitely gonna ask. Yeah, I'm
that's the
definitely
thing.
gonna ask questions.
See, that's the thing is knowing how to ask questions.
Yeah.
I probably would ask questions the first time.
It depends on what it is.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
No, I'll be watching the people. See what they on, see what type of stuff they be doing.
Okay. Y'all hear that?
Yeah, I'll be.
And let's say but not so much as revealed to you. Let's say some of the main things that matter in commitment in marriage, some of the main things that matter are never revealed to you.
Like
through not asking questions.
Yeah. It's like you ain't got but so much. Next thing you know.
But you just heard what I just said,
Yeah,
so that's possible that what could happen to me. I can run into situations where I'm not getting the real. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's why. So
one thing I've learned is I don't go by what you say. I go by what you do. And if you're sitting here saying one thing, showing me another, that equals lying to me. Again, flag on the play.
But people contradict every day.
I'm allergic to liars, though.
But people contradict every day.
Oh, yeah,
Sometimes
they're human,
it's sometimes this is one of my biggest points, and I discuss this with people a lot.
What's that?
And I do it with her too because she says the same things. People are lying, but what I'm telling y'all is that certain personalities, they see things a certain way. It's totally opposite of the way that you see things, and they actually are not lying.
That's
For
true.
example.
It's how they see
That's
it.
true.
For example, one example. Can I buy a vowel?
I mean, there's so many different things. Like, Lord have mercy.
Okay, let's
Okay,
keep it simple. Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to keep it simple. It's just like
What?
you say tomato, the other person says tomato. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's the same word, but you say it different. You kind of look at it different because we're different here.
That's also the way they were raised. I wouldn't call
Right.
it. I wouldn't call it a trauma growing up. That's country, that's city. You know, that's all it is.
No, but seriously, you say folks are lying. Not all the time are they lying. That's just how they see it.
That's true.
That's why I said y'all have to get an example of what you mean.
I don't know. I'll come back next week with an example. But I'm
Okay.
telling you, we talk money. Don't you and I talk about this all the time?
Yes.
Because you will say, well, such and such is lying. And I was like, they don't look at it as lying.
What were they lying about?
Just could be
That's because
anything.
people morals and ethics and stuff is different.
Well,
Okay.
What were they lying about? Though? Something to go. I mean, if they like, do you have a job? And they're like, yeah, but you find out their job is street hustling. I mean, that what you talking about? Wait a minute, be specific.
could
in
be.
the
That's a
story.
good example.
It's still a job though.
It's still a job in their
It's still a
mind.
job. Like say, my job was gambling at the arcade. That was my job. I didn't clock in no 9 to 5 clock. No, but I went there. I put time in. I made money. I mean, what? That was my job as a from age 12 to age 18. I was a arcade mall gambler for 8 years. Now is that it's not the average job that 9 to 5 McDonald's or gas station or nowhere like that. I was 12 years old, so I could. But at the same time, it was entrepreneurship. I know what the heck entrepreneurship was. So if you ask me what my job was, I would tell you. But to you guys, I mean, to you, like you said, that's not a job 9 to 5
right.
to you.
Somebody
But I was
would
being
easily
honest.
say, oh, he lying. He doesn't have a job. He hangs
And-
out at the mall.
And I'll take your assets there, and I'll take your money by gambling against in the game. It was a game, Mortal Kombat. Some of y'all might know what it is. My $10 versus your $10. The referee holds the money, and then you got like 120 seconds total, which is a minimum of 3 rounds. 120 seconds for somebody to win, and then you win $10. The referee keeps $1. The people betting money on you, you get $1 off of them. You get the other guys, $10, and that's the way it was. But you had to, know what you were doing.
Right.
So I mean, it was a job to me because it took up my time. I mean, I had fun with it, and it taught me a lot. Because when a girl would ask me, I was honest with them. I said, yeah, I was an entrepreneur since I was 12.
Yeah.
I blew all the money. I didn't know what to do with it, but
Yeah,
still, it was.
me too.
I was teaching myself how to be an entrepreneur. I was teaching myself, you have to invest money to make money. But it was 50 cents you had to invest to make, $1,000 a day or something.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that's lying, but see questions like that, and you got to ask people, okay, did my mom and dad know about it? No, they didn't find out to me like the last 2 years that I was gambling. My brother walked in there on me one time. He saw me gambling, and then he saw the guy getting mad at me, and he was like, Bruce, come on, man. I was like, all right, I had to leave. But see, right now, the only reason you can't see the arcades anymore because the arcades have been out of the mall forever. So, but I'm not like, I still see some of the guys whose money I took in the community. I didn't bully him. Hey, that's the way it was, though.
Well, so guys, we thank y'all so much for coming and checking us out tonight. We'll be back discussing relationships, and what I often talk about is narcissism and personality disorders that affect your life, and especially your love life, and how all of that goes back to childhood trauma. Okay,
There you go.
we sold Chaos Conversations. Bruce here from Chaos Conversations. He and Chris from a man's perspective, and then Ashley Monet, the artist, my daughter, is here
What's up,
giving her
y'all?
commentary. So we just thank y'all so much for
Miss
sitting with
Bossy.
us tonight. Miss Bossy, yeah.
I'm not.
And
Just
so
keep it
I will
real.
delete this live. It will not stay on Facebook. It's going over to my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Okay. Kisses and hugs. I need somebody to hit the finish.
Okay, guys.
there anything you
and
want-
don't forget to get to go stream Ashley Monet, Eye for Eye.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do y'all want to talk about what I came? Y'all want to talk about it?
Yes,
Would that
let's
be-
end this and we'll start
Okay.
another video if you want to.
Oh no.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll end this. Just hit the finish.
We're gonna start another one.
It's
Y'all
okay.
wanna-
We're just gonna go off of Facebook. Or you want to do it on Facebook? I need to finish this because it's long. No,
It
no, no.
is.
Hit the finish.